Welcome back to Creating Lasting Investments. I'm Richard Chakravarti, and today we'll be covering how consumer protection laws influence business practices. They influence how companies advertise, how products are made and sold, and even how customer complaints are handled. In this presentation, we'll explore how these laws shape what businesses can and can't do, and how they've become a core part of doing business in the modern world. Consumer protection laws are legal rules that exist to create fairness between customers and businesses. They ensure that when we buy something, whether it's a product, a service, or even a subscription online, we're not being misled, overcharged, or put at risk. These laws are a safety net in an economy where power is often tilted towards the seller. Their goal is simple but essential: to make sure safe to use, honestly presented, and fairly priced. That means companies have to tell the truth in advertising, which means avoiding hidden fees and following basic safety standards before selling anything to the public. The scope of these laws is very wide. They apply to nearly every industry, from food and fashion to tech and finance. They regulate advertising, product safety, refund and return right, and even collect and use our personal data online. Enforcement is handled by federal agencies, Federal Trade Commission, state attorneys general, and other consumer watchdog organizations. These groups investigate complaints, issue fines, and take legal action when companies break the rules. The everyday impact of these laws is huge. Even if we don't always notice it, they affect how products are labeled, how websites ask for consent to use cookies, how warranties are written, and even how customer support handles our complaints. In short, consumer protection laws were created to level the playing field between businesses and buyers. In many situations, consumers simply don't have enough information or power to protect themselves, and without rules, it's easy for companies to take advantage of that. So there's an asymmetry of power. Businesses often know far more than the people they're selling to, whether it's hidden fees, product risks, or refund restrictions. That imbalance can lead to deception, overcharging, or manipulation. These laws also come from a long history of abuse. In the past, companies sold dangerous products, made false promises, or took people's money without delivering anything. Scandals, from snake oil cures to exploding cars, forced the government to step in. The consumer rights movement of the 1960s helped turn public frustration into legal action. Activists fought for clearer labels, safer products, and honest advertising, and many of the protections we have today came directly from that push. Finally, these laws help maintain trust in the market. When people know they're protected, they feel more comfortable spending and borrowing. That confidence is good not just for individuals, but the economy as a whole. Consumer protection laws don't just focus on one part of a transaction. They influence nearly everything, from the way a product is advertised to what happens after you buy it. Let's start with advertising. The law says businesses must tell the truth. That means no exaggerated claims, no hidden conditions, and clear disclaimers if results may vary. And ads should inform, not mislead. Then there's product safety. Anything sold to the public, whether it's a toy, an appliance, or a snack, it has to be tested for safety. Labels need to be accurate, warnings need to be visible, and if something turns out to be dangerous, it must be recalled quickly. Next is privacy and data use. As more of our personal information moves online, companies are required to protect that data. They must explain what they collect, how it's used, and give users the right to opt out or delete it. Refunds and warranties. If a product doesn't work, arrives broken, or wasn't what was promised, the law gives consumers the right to get their money back, or have it repaired or replaced. These laws work together to help keep the entire buying experience fair, safe, and trustworthy. Consumer protection laws require that companies give honest, clear, and non-deceptive information when they advertise. Marketing isn't just about persuasion, it also has legal limits. There can be no false promises. Claims like cures all diseases or guaranteed results sound convincing, but without scientific proof, they're illegal. Businesses must be able to back up any statement they make with real evidence. Disclaimers also matter. Fine print can't be used to hide crucial information. If a deal has strings attached, or a product has limits, these facts have to be visible and easy to understand, not hidden at the bottom of the page in a tiny text. The Federal Trade Commission, or the FTC, is the main agent that enforces these laws. It regularly investigates and fines companies that mislead customers, whether it's a skincare brand exaggerating results or an influencer promoting a product without disclosure. In response, many companies now work closely with lawyers and compliance teams before they publish anything. Every slogan, claim, and image is reviewed to make sure it follows the rules. Unsafe products can cause serious harm, and in some cases even death. That's why consumer protection laws require companies to test and improve their products before they ever reach the shelves. Safety testing is mandatory. Items, toys, electronics, food, and medicine must go through inspections to ensure they meet national safety standards. If a toy poses a choking risk or a food item contains harmful ingredients, it won't be approved for sale. Labeling laws are just as important. Products must clearly warn consumers about risks, sharp parts, allergens, or flammable materials. These warnings can't be vague or hidden. They have to be easy to read and understand. If something dangerous slips through, recalls are required. Companies must notify customers, take back the faulty product, and offer a replacement or refund. Delaying or avoiding a recall can lead to major legal consequences. Because of these laws, businesses now invest heavily in quality control. They know that cutting corners can lead to lawsuits, government fines, and permanent damage to their reputation. In today's marketplace, safety isn't optional. It's built into the cost of doing business. Customers won't always be satisfied with what they buy, and consumer protection laws make sure that they have a way to get their money back or exchange products when they need to. Companies are required to have clear return and refund policies. These rules must be stated upfront so buyers know exactly what to expect before making a purchase. The law also prevents companies from using tricky or vague wording to confuse customers. If return policies are misleading or unfair, businesses can face legal consequences. In addition, credit card protections give shoppers extra security. If someone is charged fraudulently, or unfairly, they have the right to dispute the charge and get their money back. Because of these protections, businesses now place a strong emphasis on customer service training. Staff are taught to follow legal standards and handle returns and complaints fairly, helping to build trust and keep coming back. As more of our daily lives move online, consumer protection laws have expanded to cover websites, apps, and digital platforms. These rules now play a critical role in keeping our data safe and ensuring companies are transparent about how they use it. Privacy laws, the California Consumer Privacy Act, and the General Data Protection Regulation set strict standards for how businesses collect, store, and share personal information. They give users more control over their own data. Consent is key in this digital world. Companies must clearly inform users about what data is being tracked and get permission before collecting it. Users also have the right to opt out or request their information to be deleted. There are also rising cybersecurity expectations. Companies must protect customer information from breaches and hackers. Failure to do so can result in severe fines and loss of customer trust. All of these laws have added new costs for businesses. Firms now invest heavily in secure databases, privacy offers, and legal teams to stay compliant and protect customers and their reputations. Ignoring customer protection laws can lead to serious consequences, and often the fallout is both costly and public. Some companies have paid massive fines for breaking these laws. Facebook, Wells Fargo, and Volkswagen, for example, have faced billions of dollars in settlements because of deceptive or illegal practices. Beyond fines, companies can face class action lawsuits, where large groups of consumers join together to sue for damages. These lawsuits can drag on for years and significantly harm a company's finances. Even more damaging than money is the loss of trust. Once a company is caught cheating or endangering customers, its reputation can be permanently damaged, and loyal customers may never even come back. Finally, one company's wrongdoing often leads to tighter future regulations. When abuses happen, lawmakers respond by creating new rules that affect the entire industry. It raises the stakes for everyone. When problems happen, they build consumer protection compliance into every part of their operations. Legal teams get involved early, reviewing products, services, and advertisements before they reach customers. This helps prevent costly mistakes and legal issues down the line. Employees are also trained thoroughly on what they can and cannot say or do when dealing with customers, ensuring everyone follows the law. Many companies see these laws not just as restrictions, but as opportunities to build a customer-first mindset. Following the rules can create loyalty and improve reputation. Going beyond the minimum legal requirement often gives the businesses a competitive advantage. Customers tend to trust and return to companies that are transparent, honest, and fair. Consumer protection laws don't just help buyers, they also benefit businesses and the economy as a whole. They build trust. When customers feel safe and confident, they're more likely to buy again and recommend brands, which boosts sales and loyalty. These laws also help encourage innovation. Companies need to find creative ways to meet legal standards while delivering great products and services. They help level the playing field by ensuring honest businessmen aren't undercut by those using dishonest or deceptive tactics. Finally, consumer protection laws support long-term economic growth. Markets functions better when everyone believes the rules are enforced. Consumer protection laws might seem like a set of regulations on paper, but in reality, they shape the entire way companies operate and interact with consumers. First and foremost, they protect us. Whether we're shopping online or browsing in a store, these laws help keep the process fair and transparent. They ensure that products are safe, information is truthful, and our rights as consumers are respected. At the same time, they guide businesses. Companies use these laws as frameworks for how they advertise, how they handle data, and how they design their products and services. These protections also strengthen the economy. When consumers trust that the market is fair, they are more willing to spend and invest. And finally, consumer protection laws are constantly evolving. Technology markets and consumer habits change rapidly, and the law adapts along with them. New challenges, data privacy online, or emerging product risks require fresh protections. In the end, these laws aren't just rules. They're a foundation for fairness, safety, and trust that benefits everyone, not just